Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope y'all all having a fantastic Christmas, if y'all celebrate it, of course. Well, today, I have a very exciting matchup for y'all. This is going to be a battle of two Christmas monsters from different sides of mythology. We have Krampus, the evil version of Santa, from German mythology, taking on the Yule Cat from Icelandic folklore and mythology. Starting off with Krampus, in terms of strength, given his massive size and demonic nature, Krampus is supernaturally strong. He's capable of casually overpowering and ragdolling humans, tearing them apart with his bare hands easily. He can shake very houses he walks in. He can rip them apart with just his sheer size. He has strength and power that is stated to be beyond human capability, such as uprooting trees and smashing through boulders. Speed-wise, he's supernaturally fast. He can travel from house to house, retrieving kids in one night. He can travel in hell, given he has access to hell, so he can travel in hell as well. And he also has the ability to teleport, which helps him get around the whole entire planet. Durability. Due to his demonic nature, Krampus is virtually immune to physical damage. Well, I mean, it takes like magic and like mystic ways to hurt Krampus. Like conventional means like guns, knives, fire, stuff like that won't really work on Krampus because he's a magical and supernatural being. He's a demon, so this doesn't really work on him in the traditional way. And he also has very high healing abilities as well. Intelligence-wise, he's lived for thousands of years. The legend of Krampus is just as old as the legend of Santa himself, because he's the counterpart of Santa. Hacking gear. Krampus is half goat and half demon, giving him horns, fangs, and claws he can use to slash and rip at his opponents. He has whips and chains and sticks that he uses to beat or restrain kids with. He has abilities consisting of teleportation, enhanced senses, dark Christmas magic, which is pretty much like the opposite of Santa's magic. He's immortal. He has fear manipulation, soul manipulation, weather manipulation. Lastly, Krampus has the ability to create portals or gateway to hell itself, where he can there trap children. All in all said, Krampus is everything that Christmas is not. He takes instead of gives, punishes instead of rewarding. Pretty much, if you're a child that's been misbehaving, just being a real pain in the ass, he's coming for you. So pretty much, you need to behave, or else you're going to face his wrath. And he doesn't really show mercy. Now onto the Yule Cat. The Yule Cat is way more not elusive. He's not as well known as Krampus is, just because the legend isn't as popular. But he's still a really good character nonetheless. Given its massive size, the Yule Cat is capable of casually mauling humans. He can shred trees with his claws, destroy houses with little to no effort, and just by walking, he can knock over trees. Speed-wise, the Yule Cat can sprint through forest and cover distance very easily. It has deceptive agility despite its size. It can navigate and hunt through forests and countrysides of Iceland with little to no effort at all. Its durability is very similar to his attack potency, so it doesn't really need to be covered upon here. Intelligence-wise, it's an apex predator. It's lived for thousands of years, giving it vast experience in hunting and combat and tracking. Hexing gear. The Yule Cat's size varies roughly from the size of a mountain lion to the size of a house and bigger. But the larger size is more consistent, so we're going to use that size of it. The Yule Cat has abilities consisting of having massive claws, fangs, enhanced senses, night vision, and high levels of stealth. All in all, the Yule Cat is one of the most terrifying but underrated monsters of Christmas. It eats anyone who hasn't received their yearly Yuletide clothing, as well as those who are ungrateful or lazy. So be grateful for the clothes you receive. It just might save your life, literally. Sammy is awoken by the sound of something on the roof. He thinks it's snow at first, until he hears a loud clash. He turns to his digital clock and reads 1 a.m. on Christmas Day. The sound of what can only be a massive object coming down the chimney makes him lunge across the room to his dresser. As he loads his pistol, a low, bellowing laugh comes from down the hallway. Locking the door, Sammy grabs his phone as he frantically dials 911. He is frozen on the spot by a pair of massive, burning yellow eyes that are staring at him from the window across the room. He scrambles back against the door until a claw hand bursts through the door and grabs him and flings him all the way across the house and through the window. Sammy's last moments are of him being lifted into the basket of the monster, as the monster, known as Krampus, laughs maniacally. He then snaps his head to the side and sees the same yellow eyes glaring at him from about 50 feet away. Krampus snarls and takes out his whip and smacks it against the ground, challenging the monster. The Yule Cat charges and swipes at the monster with its claws, catching Krampus and sending him flying through a massive tree. Before Krampus can get to his feet, he is bitten on the back of the neck and shaken violently and flung against the ground. Dazed, but enraged, Krampus swings his whip, landing a strike across the face of the monster. Krampus follows up by charging and uses its horns to impale the cat, and slashing it with his claws. The Yule Cat yowls and slashes off one of the arms of Krampus, and uses its tail to grab the monster and fling him against the house. Krampus stands up as his wounds begin to heal. He raises both of his arms into the air. The ground below the Yule Cat starts bursting into flames, and skeletal hands start bursting from the ground, grabbing the snarling cat. Krampus begins to laugh as the landscape around them turns fiery and dark. The cat tries desperately to claw away, but is then ensnared by the chain of Krampus as its flesh begins to melt away until nothing remains but a pile of scalding hot bones. Conclusion. Okay, in terms of physical strength, I give the slight edge to the Yule Cat. With its size advantage and relative physicality, I think it has a slight edge in terms of raw power. So I give a slight edge. If it who can do more damage with just physical hits, probably the Yule Cat. Speed-wise, gonna give that one a tie. Krampus should be able to move around the battlefield better because of his confirmed teleportation abilities. Durability goes to Krampus. He's just as resilient, if not more resilient. His demonic nature makes him basically immune to physical damage, as well as his healing abilities, giving him a solid edge and resiliency. Intelligence-wise, tie, possible slight edge to Krampus. Hacks and gear-wise, the Yule Cat is definitely bigger. It would have the size advantage. But in terms of abilities, Krampus just blows it out of the water completely. With its, he has a whip, he has his chains, he can teleport, he has dark magic, fear manipulation, he can rip out souls, he can control the weather. And I think what really drives the nail through the coffin is his ability to create portals to hell itself. Literally can create portals to hell. So, yeah, I just don't see the Yule Cat having a way to really permanently put Krampus down. I do think he could do some real damage. I do think it would be a good fight, a bloody fight to watch. But due to his resiliency and abilities, I give Krampus this win. I'd say, okay, in a straight-up brawl, I still favor Krampus, but I think that would be mid to high diff. But with all of his abilities and hell, like literally can create portals to hell and just BF harm right there, I'd say low difficulty. So I'm gonna say anywhere from low to mid difficulty, to be safe. Well, anyways, guys, thank y'all so much for listening to this video. I had fun researching this one since it's about mythology and monsters. You know, I like both of them. So I hope y'all have a very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I will see y'all later. Take care.